Hi, it's Karen from the Reading Corner. So, I want to talk about the product that is really at the heart of our curriculum. So, we have a 24-week curriculum, we have bundles of curriculum, we have tons of math games, we have literacy stories, and how these all kind of come together is our book chart. Basically, when my son was 3, he was an early reader, and I couldn't find books on his level. And I didn't want to be that mom that said, okay, we're going to have learning time every single day. And really, I didn't want to take the fun out of learning for him. I wanted it to be something that he was excited to do. And he came to me and said, can we read? Can we, play with blocks and things like that? So I remember I was a reading coach, and I had tons of really great books at my school, but as a mom, I didn't have a lot of books, which is how literacy stories and flip and reads came to fruition as well. And those are some videos that you can find on our website. So I sat down with my son. I had 10 early readers, which are really a beginning of first grade level because they've got, sometimes 3 or 4 sentences on a page and some vocabulary that's really high, as far as what a 3 or 4-year-old could read. So I gave him these 10 books, knowing it was going to take a while because they were going to be challenging. And I put 10 stickers on a note card. I was like, okay, listen, Justin, this is your 10 books, and this is your book chart. And every time you read a book, you get to cross out one of the stickers. And when you read all 10 of them, we're going to go to Build-A-Bear, thinking it was going to take him a while. Well, that motivation, especially since it was motivating, it wasn't mommy saying, let's do this, was really inspiring for him. And so, of course, he sat down and he read all 10 books at one time. I'm like, okay, well, that's not going to work. I can't go to Build-A-Bear, we did actually go a couple times, but I couldn't go to Build-A-Bear every time he read 10 books as much as I wanted to. So that's how the book chart got developed. And basically, this is, I always tell parents, start here. Start with the book chart. Don't put anything in front of your child first, and just have a very casual conversation and just say, listen, this is your book chart. And we're going to go to Target and we're going to get some stickers that you get to pick out whatever stickers you want. You might even have some stickers available. If you go to Target during their back to school, they have tons of great teacher resources. So in the dollar section, they have these, and I stock up on them because they're just as small, they're a perfect little size to get in the boxes on the book chart. But basically, I just have this conversation. I say, this is your book chart. And every time you do an activity together, if we do an activity together, in the curriculum, every time you read a literacy story, every time you read a flip and read, you get to put a sticker. And when you get to your goal, you get whatever the motivation is. So I always typically start here because I want to make sure that first time that they get to their goal is attainable. Obviously, we're not going to fill the book chart at one time. We do find that the kids at our school typically go through about 10 book charts a year. So what that's telling me as an educator is, number one, I'm giving them resources that are age appropriate, they're fun, and they're intrinsically motivated because they want to fill that book chart up. So it's really exciting. And they're getting really great exposure to early education and early concepts, which is making them successful as long-term readers and writers. I usually keep it on the refrigerator so they see it, and I sometimes even keep a literacy story next to that on the refrigerator. So if they're going to get their juice or something, they can read their literacy story and they can put their sticker. Another way I use this is in the summer. So I always have these great intentions of, we're going to read every night. My kids are still going to get their 30 minutes of reading in. 2 weeks later, I'm like, just take the iPad, do whatever you need to do. So this really keeps me accountable in the summer. The best thing about it, though, is it helps to motivate your child. I kind of do a little bit of reverse psychology on them because I'll say, do you think that you can go past your goal? And they're like, no. I'm like, no, you can. If you want to go past the goal that I gave you, I don't think you're going to be able to do that because that's like, you're already reading 10 of them. But if you want to go past the goal, go for it. And that makes that competition come in. And they're like, I'm going to get past that goal. And so the book chart is my way as an educator and as a mom to not push what I know is important in early education, all those early concepts, and not to push it on them, but really invite them to want to fill their book chart and get to those goals. The last thing I'm going to say about it is I always tell parents to give them a small goal with a big incentive. So whether it's ice cream or more iPad time. There was a time when my daughters were really into Shopkins. So I went to Target and I bought a couple Shopkins and I kept it on in a basket on the refrigerator. So every time they got to their goal, they were able to get a Shopkin down. What it's ultimately doing is it's setting up a habit. And what I have found with my kids and a lot of the kids at my school is eventually they stop even asking to put the stickers on their book chart because they're reading. And what it's doing is it's just creating that habit of getting books and reading and concepts of print and stuff like that. And it's creating that habit of reading and becoming lifelong learners. The only other thing I'm going to say about it is it's a really good tool for struggling readers. If I work with a lot of kids that are in first, second, and third grade that are struggling with some of the, have gaps in their learning. And so if I give them the book chart and I make it fun for them, I make sure that the treasure box has cool things that they would want. When they go home, they are actually doing the activities that I sent home with them because they want to come back with their book chart that shows that they got through the goal so they can get some incentives in tutoring. So it really helps in all those different ways. So the book chart is such a great heart to our curriculum because it gives you as a parent something to help applaud and celebrate with your child their growth as a learner, and it helps your child become a learner and create habits that are going to make them lifelong readers. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you at the next video.